So now we're going to turn our attention back to Measure G, but instead of talking about the money and where it came from and the bond sale, it's what have we done with it over the course of the summer. And we've had several projects going on over the course of the summer. I love that term, microbial and moisture remediation. Let me translate that for you, mold remediation, at Newark Memorial and Snow in relation to some of the roof that was pulled off that had to be repaired. We found some damage further down that had to be taken care of during the replacement of the buildings, the roofs at the buildings at Snow and at Newark Memorial High School. We also had the remainder of the roof replacement at Graham. Graham had started in the prior summer and is completed over this summer. They're just basically knocking out the punch list at Graham now, and it's pretty much done. Newark Memorial still has work going on at this point. As the board is aware, we ran into an issue that we found out that we had some termite issues that need to be taken care of in a couple of buildings, and so that was taken care of last week. And so they're continuing to move ahead with the finishing of the repairs at the 700 building as well as the 800 building, which is the theater. That project is still moving along in process. Meanwhile, we have HVAC units that have been taken out at various sites throughout the district, and the new ones have started to be installed at all those sites as well. They should be getting the rest of those installed here in the next, throughout the course of this week. Also, the energy management system has begun getting placed, but it will not complete until the winter. But that's going to be an important piece for us in meeting our goals with regard to reducing our energy consumption as we put in all of these new units and we tie them together with the units that were still able to be viable from the ones that were already there. Meanwhile, we also had a hardcourt paving and striping project, and as often happens with projects, we get a few surprises. When we got to Lincoln and Snow Elementary and they began taking out those 2 inches, we discovered that there were certain places on the campus that didn't actually have 2 inches worth of covering and hit dirt. And so we had some extra work that was involved, but the engineers came up with a very good solution. And if you've had a chance to swing out to Snow or Lincoln, the finished product is actually looking very good at those 2 school sites. However, the delays that were caused with getting some of those underlying conditions dealt with have delayed the ability to get to music, and we have an issue with regard to a permit at Bunker that is going to require some continuing negotiation with the Public Utility Commission. So those 2 projects will move forward to next summer. We're still looking at possibly doing something to help out a little bit at music, but that's still under investigation at this time. We've got more things coming up. Next summer is going to make this summer look somewhat tame with regard to how busy things are going to be, because we have the district-wide clock and bell and PA system project, the several roofs, more hardcourt projects at the elementary schools, and the HVAC upgrades at 4 campuses and the science wing at Newark Memorial. And then in 2016, we get to additional roofing and HVAC projects, and in 2017, some more roofing and HVAC projects, and by the end of 2017, hopefully we will be through with HVAC. And then there's a few other non-Measure G projects that Vanner has been doing a little bit of help with, as well as Alameda County Office of Ed, specifically the one that's in process right now, has been light fixture replacements at Newark Memorial High School in the parking lot area. That's a Prop 39 energy project that is now underway and moving forward. But as much and as crazy as things are going on this week, as we go helter-skelter getting ready for the first day of school, we will be ready to open the doors and rock and roll on Monday. So we're looking forward to bringing all the students back and kicking off an excellent school year. If the board has any questions, I'll take them at this time.
Thank you. Any questions or comments?
Yeah, what are the schools? I assume that you've been keeping
I'm sorry,
the principals.
there's one more. There we go. My favorite slide, and I missed it almost. The what did we have and what do we have? The upper pictures there are the roof area of Snow. On the right, you see the before. On the left, you see the after. The new roofing at Snow Elementary, and then just below it, you see the Snow playground, and then next to that, you see the after and the before of Lincoln Elementary's playground as well. And as you can see, it is a vast improvement over the condition that we had before. Now I'll take your question. Sorry, Ms.
I
Crawford.
assume that you've contacted all the principals and they know exactly what's going to be working on their site?
Yes, we've been speaking with principals throughout the course of the summer since they've been back as far as where things are going on their site.
So to recap, what are the schools that are going to have issues with construction? Are there any? Construction still ongoing?
Still ongoing construction. The site that will continue to have construction ongoing at the moment is Newark Memorial High School. The 700 wing is actually going to be ready for the first day of school. There's going to be a lot of work going on this week, and the maintenance staff is actually in there right now doing the rest of the cleanup. They've released 30% of the building today, and they're working on trying to get the rest of it released by the end of the week so that teachers can have a little bit of time to get things set up. The theater will not open until for several weeks yet because they've still got to finish up what's left in that project. But that had been coordinated with the drama teacher prior to summer.
The other schools then, they're all ready?
The other schools will be ready by the end of the week. They're still wrapping up some projects and doing punch list items at the schools, but we'll be ready for Monday.
Very good. Thank you.
Bunker is the only one that didn't have construction, right? They didn't start it on their playground?
No, Bunker's playground did not get started at all, and actually neither did Music's.
Yeah.
Music, we were trying to get it in, but the contractor was not able to commit that he would have his equipment off in time for the opening of school. So not wanting to cause too much disruption there, we're looking at some alternative ways that we can kind of keep music going for one more year and then tackle them. As I've already somewhat promised Miss Ingram Waters that she would get to go first next summer so that she didn't have to wait in case something was found. But we are going to move forward with that project as soon as we can.
I would just like to say that you covered kind of 3 years, what we're going to do over the next couple of years. Mm-hmm. And at some point, it would be nice to have you talk to us about the entire initial scope of the project and with all these overruns on the need for roofing and mold abatement and everything, what's getting cut out from what we originally hoped we could do with Measure G, not tonight, but maybe at a future meeting.
Okay, I actually had a couple of slides that I had Victor remove that went to some of the prior history of what had already been done, because I was under the impression that his predecessor had already given you all of that information, and so I wanted to start with this summer and move forward. If you'd like to do a recap of the prior, then at the next update, we'll go ahead and add that information back.
Yeah, it's kind of like we end up forgetting because everything changes, so we end up forgetting, and if you could just put it in context, it doesn't have to be a long report, but that would be my hope.
Okay, well, we'll plan that for the next bond update.
Thanks.
Good.